Long, NBC4 has focused on digital addiction. It's a serious problem for many of us.
Yeah, if you're a parent, you probably know how dependent your children can be on their cell phones, right? Especially if they're teenagers. As part of an experiment, though, Mindy Dreyer found a family with 5 teens willing to give up their phones for a full 48 hours. Mindy's joining us live from the Whalen household to see how that experiment went. Well, I'm all ears, Mindy.
Well, probably going to depend on who you ask to find out how this all turned out. Either the 5 kids right here, along with their little sister, Lindsay, but Lindsay doesn't have a cell phone, so she didn't have to have anything taken away from her. Or if you ask the mom, you'd hear a completely different story. These are the kids. These are their phones. I'm going to walk you guys through exactly how this whole thing played out, beginning with the moment the mom told these kids that they have to give up their cell phones for 48 hours.
Why would you make them, Mom? Why would you let them do this? This is horrible.
This is not horrible.
It took a little convincing, but the quintuplets went along with the plan.
Some took it a little harder than others and said, you know, what's the reason we're doing this exactly?
Before giving up their phones, these 5 put their phone use in overdrive.
The boys play games and maybe text a little bit. The girls text a lot, maybe Instagram and Snapchat.
But then the moment came and each phone was turned in.
So I think they let a lot of people know we're not going to have our phones for a couple of days, so if you don't hear from us, don't think there's anything wrong, or I don't want to talk to you, I'm not ignoring you, I just can't answer my phones.
At first, the Quins spent a lot of time napping, but then look what happened. They got outside and simply played.
It's nice to see them come down and really kind of jump back into the family dynamic.
Did they get edgy at all with each other?
Definitely. I would say yesterday afternoon, going into or finishing up the second day, I noticed the nerves were a little high and they were starting to get a little tense with each other.
To you as a mom, what was the best part of this experiment?
I just think I like challenging my kids and putting them up to something that they're not sure they can do, even though I know they can. And I like for them to be able to see, hey, we can do this, no big deal. We don't need our cell phones to survive.
And that is true. They survived. They made it through. They are chomping at the bit to get these things back. In fact, they're buzzing right now, aren't they, Gina?
Buzzing. They keep buzzing in my hands.
Yeah, people are probably watching them on TV and trying to get a hold of them. We are going to give their phones back to them in the 6 o'clock hour. But in the 5:30 half hour, we heard from Gina, the mom. We're going to hear from these guys just about how hard it really was for the 5 of you. Lindsay loved it, though. The little sister, she was like, yeah, they get to play with me again.
I'm going to
so we'll
judge
see you
that.
guys coming up at 5:30.
I'm going to judge that by the lack of
Right.
reaction, Mindy. All right, thanks.